Hello and welcome back to the railway. Today we're going to have a look at the saddle tank, model number R.153, available 1956 to 62. But firstly we're going to get this beautiful blue Pullman back to the station. Now this consists of model R.555, the power car, and R.556, the dummy car. Now the centre coaches are R.426. These were available from 1963 to 1968. Now we'll open points 18 and then we'll bring the saddle tank gently out of the engine shed and onto the turntable. Beautifully up there. And now we'll rotate clockwise all the way around so we can back her off the turntable. Almost there. And then smoothly off through points 17 and 18, gentle stop, and we'll close 18 and off we go to get the goods wagons. Firstly, we'll just bring her to a stop just beyond points 1 here, and then we'll open those and we'll take it back in and we'll pick up this rake of wagons. And we don't need all of these, so we're going to move gently forwards and we're going to uncouple the brake van. We're going to leave it in the siding here, and then we'll roll forwards again, and then we'll switch points 2 and 3, and then we'll move back and we'll leave the fish van and the open goods truck in the siding here. And we'll roll forwards again, and we'll switch points 2, and then we'll move back and pick up the brake van. I think we have that. And then off we go, and then we'll close points 1. The saddle tank was also available as a clockwork variant, model R151, from 57 to 59. And from 59 she was available as part of the primary series as model R255 in green and black livery. I think it's time we had a closer look at the model now.
This chassis was used in a number of trying models over the years. This particular one is a solid cast block, so it's a slightly later one. The earlier ones would have had a two-part chassis with weights between and held together with screws. Now, if we have a closer look at this one, we can see it does have space for the traction magnets for the magnadhesion, but in this case it's not being fitted as we do have the solid wheels. Models with magnadhesion would have had see-through wheels and steel tyres, but the saddle tank never got magnadhesion. We'll just have a look on the underside of this. Here we have the collection plate and the pickup wipers taking the current from the wheels here, and then at either end we've got triangles D-shaped couplings held on with a flathead screw at either end. Looking on the underside of the body moulding here, it's quite clean and tidy on the inside. Now this chassis is made in two parts. There's the lower part here, and then the tank and the cab clip on to the top. If we look inside there, we can just see right at the very base there, near the opening for the chimney, there's the clip that holds the whole assembly together. Now I think there's an inherent weakness in these. You see it's slightly warped down the side. It's quite weak. There's no strength in it. I've seen these, they crack around here and here quite easily. If we have a closer look there, we can see made in England, and then we've got Triang's name there and the letter C. It's thought that the letter C had something to do with the clockwork variants, but it appears on the electric variants as well. It's quite a plain looking model. There's just enough detail to give us the overall effect, and I love the large running number 748. And we've got two lovely little steps there and there. Looking down the other side of the locomotive, we can really see from this angle how large this tank is. Now that's just to accommodate the clockwork motor, I think. The smoke box door really is quite detailed compared to the rest of the model. And here we've got the two metal tabs that stick through from the chassis that help hold the model together. We've got Triang's metal buffers just pushed into quite a plain buffer beam. There is some riveting detail here. And here we've got the D-shaped coupling again. Looking along the top of the tank, we've got some detailing here. We've got a couple of brass safety valves, and I love the shape of these windows in the front edge of the cab. The roof's quite pretty too, and we do have a hatch present there. Looking at the back of the model, we've got 3 windows across the back edge of the cab. The 2 round ones would have originally been used for the control rods for the clockwork motor. And we've got a lovely fine load of coal there, great detail around the edge of the coal bunker. The securing screw which holds the body to the chassis, and then we've got this buffer beam, and as we said earlier, we've got these sort of square holes in it. And this is where the 2 tabs from the top part of the body moulding hold it together to the bottom part of the body moulding. We've got the Triang metal buffers pushed into the buffer beam, and then of course we've got Triang's decoupling here. Another lovely lift-off lid box, and printed on the end of the box is the model number R.153 060 saddle tank loco, and in brackets electric. As I say, clockwork variants were available, and in pencil somebody scribbled 33 and 6, which we think is the price. This black model, R153, finally vanished from the catalogue in 1962. The green and black clockwork model, R255, remained for another year and vanished in 1963 with the end of the primary series. Just listen to that motor purr away. She really is a smooth runner. Now she's got a pair of 12-ton goods trucks with drop doors and a pair of drop-sided wagons, and on the end there we've got the brake van. Now we'll bring her down here on the elevated section to a stop and we'll have a closer look at the wagons. The 12-ton goods truck with a drop door. This was just a variation of the R10 open goods truck. Here we've got Triang R112 made in England on the bottom. We can see this door is a very simple hinged mechanism there, and the detailing is almost identical, I think, to the R10 open goods truck. Now these were available from 1954 to 1972, and this one has a metal chassis with the sleeved wheels. We can see the axle there between the 2 sleeved wheels, and the later ones had a plastic chassis. Earlier ones had NE printed on the side. This is a slightly later one, and it has a running number of M2313. Again, a variety of colours were used, and I believe there's a number of different running numbers available. We'll just have a quick look at the one with the plastic chassis. There we go, slightly darker shade of plastic. And we can see we've got that later plastic chassis there, and we've got the pinpoint axles. The drop-sided wagon, model number R113, was also available from 1954 and right through to 1973. Here we can see Triang's name and the model number 113 on the bottom there, and made in England. This one has the open axle boxes and a metal chassis. We can see the sleeved wheels there on the axle, and the buffers are moulded into the chassis. They're quite crude. We've got this lovely ribbing on the ends here. There isn't a great deal of detail on the inside of this model. We'll just pop that one down and have a swift look at the one with the plastic chassis. There we go, slightly more detail available on here. We've got spoked wheels and pinpoint axles. We have Triang's name on the bottom here, but no model number. And here we have the very popular R16 brake van, available between 1953 and 1967. I think I've said before, I really love the planking detail on this model. These great walkways, lovely detail on this plastic chassis. Originally it would have had a metal chassis. We've got the pinpoint axles, Triang's name there. It does have made in England down there. It's very difficult to read behind the axle. I don't think it has the model number on. Smoothly away she goes for one last run, I think, down the elevated section. Terrific shot she comes towards us here, around the 3rd radius curve. Now as she approaches the station, she's going to pass over all of these points and diamond crossings. Listen to that excellent clattering sound coming from all those wheels. Now I think that's about it for this week. I'm going to leave you with page 3 from the 1956 catalogue, the first year she appeared. And if you look back again next week, we'll have something else from the early Triang Railways period. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye now.